Hey everybody, Thursday night, just got back from the bar. Welcome back to the Palm Room here in Southern Ontario, Canada. Oh, excuse me, the bar was delicious. So there's a species I don't talk about very often. Super common, subtropical palm from China, as we all know, if you can guess what this palm is. Very common in Vancouver, Canada. And the southern states, except for southern Florida, where it doesn't do well, but does well northern Florida, up the east coast, up to the Carolinas into Virginia. And yeah, so that's as far as it goes. This is Trachycarpus fortuneii. But this video is not about really this palm itself per se. It's about, I did a video a while ago on fertilizer burn and what happens to the palms with too much fertilizer and burn. So this is kind of a strange video, I guess, but hey, we're gonna wing it. So here's the Trachycarpus fortuneii. It is about probably 2 years old. Yeah, 2 years old. And as you can see, it's hard to tell because we got this crazy LED, look at the LED lighting I got there in that part of the jungle. But so as you can see, this palm, it's fertilizer burned. See it? All right. See the yellowing? It's not from overwatering, I promise. And as you can see, the new growth coming out is looking better and better with time. New spear growing there. So that guy was part of this group of palms here that all got fertilizer burned. This guy was part of the 1 gallon group of palms right here that didn't get the same amount of fertilizer as everybody else. And as you can tell, aside from a little brown tip and that little brown tip, which is not a big deal, pretty typical of these things with Trachycarpus fortuneii when they're smaller. And I've seen a lot of guys that have the same problem. But anyway, not a big deal. But pretty much really green, right? Looks really green. Same size pot, about the same age, and doing just fine. So completely different situation. One thing I've learned with palms, don't over fertilize, especially like I got kind of greedy and I told you guys in the other video, I decided to fertilize in the early fall because I have them in my palm room. There was lots of lighting. It was warm. So I said, hey, this is like the growing season. I'm greedy. I want my palms to grow fast. Bad idea. Palms don't need it. Fertilize them, you know, in the spring and late summer if things are going well and it's hot and there's lots of sun. These guys do not need it. Plus they're seedlings. Seedlings are not they don't need the same amount of nutrition that a large palm does, right? So now the only thing as well, these things are in coco coir perlite. So there's no nutrition in this soil at all. It's basically like neutral. So they get nutrition from the water you give them and whatever fertilizer you do give. Just one thing I can recommend is, this is one of the other fertilizers I use. It's musky. It's 511 fish emulsion. And it works really well, does not burn the palms. And the palms really grow well from it and don't have any issues. So that's one thing I do recommend for indoor palms, especially when you're up north. So I'll do another video later on Trachycarpus fortuneii. We all know, we've seen them growing in Salt Spring Island. These actually here, these guys were seeds that I got from Banana Joe, who lives in Salt Spring Island, Canada, just south in the islands of south of Vancouver in the islands. So these are actually Canadian, hereditary Canadian palms. So pretty cool, right? So instead of them being Florida grown, these are actually Canadian grown from a Canadian parent plant. So pretty neat. I got more of these things coming soon too. But anyway, Trachycarpus fortuneii or fortuneii, whatever you want to say. And these are Canadian, and I will do an update on them later on. Sorry I'm blabbing again, guys, but I'm sitting on the floor, had a couple beers at the bar, and I'm winging it. But anyway, that one's fertilizer burned, not fertilizer burned. So don't add too much fertilizer, just a light sprinkle. Do it in the spring or late summer when they're getting lots of water and sunlight and heat. And just remember, Trachycarpus fortuneii does not like insane heat. If it does, it likes to have a cool down period. That's why they do not do well in anything southern of Central Florida. They do say that there is issues with nematodes in the soil, but I think it's because of the 100-degree temperatures and the very hot, humid nights. These palms do like to have a cool down temperature. So one thing I've noticed is them being in my palm room, which is around 84 degrees Fahrenheit, between 80 and 84 degrees Fahrenheit average, they are not growing as fast as they would as when I had the palm room colder. So I am not gonna put them, or I'm not gonna change the temperature of the palm room for them. The palm room is warm for the other tropicals that are here. And if that keeps them a little bit slower, that's fine. But someday I am gonna take one of these guys here once they're more mature, and I'm going to plant them in the ground here in the tobacco belt of southern Ontario, Canada, and we will see how they do. So anyway, guys, have a great night and enjoy your palming. See you, bye.